Singer-songwriter Don McLean didn't hold back in his criticism of Prince Harry, stating that Harry just doesn't get America. In his memoir Spare, Harry issued numerous attacks, primarily aimed at the royal family. He also criticised his experience visiting Elvis Presley's Graceland mansion in Memphis. Describing his visit, Harry wrote, "Dark, claustrophobic. I walked around saying, 'The king lived here? Really?'" He added, "The king's interior designer must have been on acid." Don was furious with Harry's comments and slammed him on social media at the time, with the American Pie singer now bringing the feud back up. Last year in June, Harry's comments sparked outrage amongst Elvis fans, with Don McLean writing on X, "Prince Harry should shut his mouth about Graceland and Elvis. He's a hothouse orchid, a show horse who never did a thing." Now, in an interview with the Daily Mail, Don said he doesn't understand that Elvis is like the poor man's king. He came from nowhere and his recordings are among the greatest ever made. He added, his family were as poor as they could be, and Harry criticised Elvis's home, as if he's comparing it to Buckingham Palace, and that misses the point completely. Here's a fellow who's been brought up to be mannerly, but you don't criticise America when you're living here as our guest. Don then slammed Harry and said that he just doesn't get America. Don's comments come after Harry changed his primary residence from the United Kingdom to America on official paperwork. The paperwork related to Travelist, his sustainable travel initiative. The paperwork was backdated to June 2023, when he and Meghan Markle were officially evicted from Frogmore Cottage. In an earlier appearance with Good Morning America, Harry was questioned if he was thinking about asking for American citizenship. The host, Will Reeve, said, "Do you feel American?" And Harry asked, "Do I feel American?" before responding in a single word, "No. I don't know how I feel," he continued. The host then asked Harry what was stopping him from obtaining American citizenship, and he responded, "I have no idea," adding that the American citizenship is a thought that has crossed my mind, but certainly not something that's a priority for me right now. Harry's visa documents are at the centre of a court battle. The Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank, is taking legal action against the Department of Homeland Security in a bid to force officials to release Harry's visa documents. The organisation wants to see if the royal admitted to using illegal drugs before gaining a US visa. In his memoir, Harry said that he'd taken cocaine, magic mushrooms and cannabis. US immigration law has harsh penalties for lying to immigration officials, including deportation and being barred from applying for citizenship. However, commentator Richard Fitzwilliams told GB News Harry's status as a member of the royal family would prevent him from being deported. Fitzwilliams said, "There's a possibility of the documents being released and made public. The American ambassador has made clear that there'll be no such move, and in reality there was never going to be. You couldn't deport a royal, it'd be silly, it would become a circus." People will speculate about it, and that's why Harry was so unwise to discuss drugs in the way that he did with the publicity surrounding Spare. London-based US immigration lawyer Melissa Chavin stated that Harry may have received an A1 head of state visa. Chavin described that specific type of visa as being extremely special during an interview with the Mail. An A1 head of state visa holder is free to come to the US without working as a member of the royal family or holding the position of head of state. If Harry did receive the special visa, he'd have only been vetted for espionage, sabotage, terrorist activities, and opposition to US government. Harry wouldn't have been vetted for past abuse of drugs, addiction, or crimes related to drugs, and his admissions in Spare wouldn't affect his visa.